Hi everyone, FinanceFeeds is here at the Finance Magnates London Summit, the 2024 edition. I'm joined now by members of the 26 Degrees Global Markets team. James Alexander, who is Group Chief Commercial Officer, Liam Smith, who's Chief Operating Officer at the UK office, and Anthia Christodoulou, who is Head of Legal and Compliance for EMEA at the company. Gentlemen and lady, thank you for joining me today.
Pleasure to be here. Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Always happy to see you. So 2 nights ago, 26 Degrees held a private event in the Shard for some of your closest clients, vendors and partners. I guess this is more of a question for Liam and Anthia. How did the event go for you guys?
It was a fantastic event, actually. I think it was great to have the team out in force, get so many clients and partners all in the same room together. And the venue didn't disappoint, that's for sure. And we like to try to do one of these in all of the locations that we have offices, and it was great to really see everyone together.
And it's kind of nice as well because, we've got an ethos of wanting to work with people that we've got strong relationships with. So a lot of these relationships, these clients, vendors that we bring together, we've got good professional relationships, but we've also got quite strong personal relationships with them. So as much as it is a great chance to network and mingle and all that sort of stuff, it's actually just a good chance to catch up with friends because, we are such a global business. Our offices are all around the world and our clients are around the world, and you don't get that many opportunities each year. Thank you to FMLS for putting this on, of course, to bring everyone together and have these sorts of opportunities. So that's been really good. And also, because we've been hiring quite aggressively, both in our London and Cypriot teams in particular, we've actually got a number of staff members who have never seen themselves or never seen each other face to face. They've only ever connected via Zoom. So to get that kind of contact time, that face to face time, even amongst our own team, was really good.
It was a fantastic opportunity to connect with clients and partners in a more personal and collaborative way in such an iconic setting as the Shard. Indeed, it was great.
Yeah, I can say for me personally, it was definitely a very lively event and lots of familiar faces and new faces. So thank you guys very much for organizing these kind of gatherings and kind of making it a more fun week in London for all of us. Thank you. Anthia, I wanted to turn it over to you. It's been observed that there have been some changes that have happened in the Cyprus office earlier this year. I guess, what does this mean going forward for 26 Degrees and, let's say, in the EMEA region?
Okay, firstly, I would like to note that 26 Degrees has been fully committed towards its regulatory obligations under Isayev, whilst we uphold the highest standards of compliance, both globally and in Cyprus. Continuously, basically, trying to find ways to optimize our operations globally as part of our broader growth strategy. So these recent, let's say, staffing changes, indeed, in our Cyprus office, are part of this ongoing effort, reflecting, let's say, this strategic alignment while we are refocusing on our core objectives for our Cyprus team. So moving forward, what we basically our primary aim and what we aim indeed is across these key client jurisdictions is to build transparent and trusted relationships with our clients, with local dedicated team, always looking for the best of our company. So all of this, we want to achieve this under our robust regulatory framework, always maintaining the highest degree of compliance and operational excellence, of course.
Having worked in Cyprus for 3 years myself with Anthia and the team, and 14 strong now, definitely can attest to the commitment to Cyprus. The local talent there is fantastic. Our dealing team's based out of there, and the skill set that they bring is phenomenal, and the relationships in Cyprus from the sales team and across all the teams is really second to none.
Great, thanks. So I think the next one's for James and Liam. Earlier this year, 26 Degrees launched pair CFDs, something that I would say is quite a groundbreaking product for the market. For those of our viewers that may not be familiar with this new product set, could you explain what pair CFDs are and why they're generating so much buzz today?
Gladly, yeah. Our pairs we're very excited by. The best part is to think they just operate exactly like a normal FX pair. The price you see on screen is a ratio of 2 underlying instruments, so it allows us to cross up any combination of symbols across all asset classes, which is the exciting part. For the end trader, they see a single position, single rate of leverage or margin, which is the exciting part, and they can use all existing order types as well as EAs. For brokers, our solution is operationally simple. It slots into all of their current back and middle office processes, and it's compatible with all trading platforms, of course, MT4 and MT5. The exciting part for brokers is the volatility enhancing nature of the inversely correlated pairs. So a popular one we see is the S&P 500 index crossed with the volatility VIX index. And over the US election, the 7-day period, I think we saw that one fall about 12.5% and then rally strong up 24%. Similar case with the China A50 and the US 500. Over Beijing's policy announcement at the end of September, beginning of October, that pair moved about 40%. So it's a really exciting product. We've more recently just launched gold-based pairs, a suite of them, crossed up against all major indices and commodities, especially oil, which is a popular one. We knew those were going to be exciting, that's for sure, but I think we've been blown away by the demand from brokers wanting to be the first to market. I think it's the familiarity of the gold instrument that makes the thematic of the pair easy to comprehend, but personally, I think risk managers should be the ones most excited because it gives a good opportunity to finally diversify some of that heavy gold concentrated exposure away into other instruments.
Liam, I think you bring up a great point. Gold has been surging in demand among retail investors, I would say, arguably in the last few years, obviously leading up to the U.S. election and some of these other geopolitical and other events that have happened around the world. A little bit off topic, but I know that gold is also, it's an important asset for traders, but it's also an important asset, I think, for brokers as well in terms of leverage and how to manage risk on gold. I was wondering if there's anything in terms of the gold pairs or pair CFDs that make it easier for brokers from a risk management standpoint to manage their volumes, flow, and risk when they're getting so much demand from retail customers.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, to just expand on the point that Liam made there, what we've got with pairs is two simultaneous exposures, one long, one short. So you naturally, just by virtue of the way the product is constructed and the way it's offered to traders, you do have diversification there. Now, while we do have an absolutely sort of, I guess, single-minded focus on gold amongst retail traders at the moment, maybe a little bit more on the indices as well, I think what we've tried to do is capitalize on that interest in both gold and, particularly the US indices at the moment around US elections and things like that, but bring them together in a way that not only creates trading opportunities, but creates that inherent diversification. So while some of these pairs can at times demonstrate quite significant volatility, which is a great thing and obviously of interest to traders in different market conditions, I think from a risk management perspective and a diversification perspective, this really is an evolution on the way that risk management teams can look at these different products, because when you have natural diversification, something that both traders should appreciate and risk managers definitely appreciate as something that's inherent within a product, we think that's really exciting.
I think in a recent interview said that about 20% of your global brokerage client base is either implementing or already using pair CFDs, and you expect that number to expand further in 2025. I wanted to ask, for those brokers or partners that have already launched pair CFDs, what has been their feedback so far?
The feedback's been really strong. If I had to distill it down into a single word, I would say more. The initial product release covered about 20 instruments, and the recent release of additional gold-based pairs, gold against the US indices, gold against oil, has been really, I guess, in response to very strong customer demand. So while we'd like to take credit for all of these good ideas, we do work really collaboratively with our clients. It's their feedback that we take and listen to. Obviously, they understand their end trader demand better than anyone. So for us, having that collaborative approach allows us to build products that help us, it helps them, it helps their traders. It's one of those unique situations where we can all be aligned, so that's a really good thing. I think the other element to the feedback around pairs that we've had since launching this product earlier this year is that in a tough retail broking environment where there is so much competition around spreads and pricing, it's great for brokers to have a different conversation, to be able to bring something unique and different to market, which is relatively easy to understand. I mean, most of the pairs are pretty simple sorts of themes, gold versus silver, gold versus oil, these sorts of concepts. They're not difficult concepts at all. And the way that the team has worked really hard to simplify the actual product itself and the implementation has been a real success. When we brought equity CFDs to the API market a number of years ago, we understood that a lot of brokers who had traditionally been focused on FX and indices, they really wanted simplicity as something that was inherent within the product. So we took that same approach to pairs. We've kept it simple, but the feedback's been really strong. We will be releasing more pairs throughout the course of 2025 and indeed probably years into the future. I won't talk too much about those because they're still under development, and we're actually still talking to a couple of key clients about other things that they would specifically like. But that feedback's been really good, and just something that helps take that pressure off the retail broker to be constantly in that pricing or spread-based conversation it's refreshing.
Another big topic, well, we kind of talk about this a lot, market data. It's becoming even more increasingly crucial for the brokerage industry. I wanted to ask, has 26 Degrees done anything new on that front throughout 2024? Just maybe like a quick update.
I can
Sure.
take this
Yeah.
one. Okay, basically, as someone with a legal background, I feel that this is an area of increasingly importance, especially with the industry growth and the diversification into different asset classes, as we have seen. While we have seen like significant progress over the past few years into market data compliance, there still seems to be like the industry, let's say, practices around market data, there still to be some way off, let's say. In particular, there seems to be liquidity providers that supply to their broker clients with exchange-derived data without having proper licensing agreements in place with their clients. So what this does is basically it raises compliance risks and undermines transparency and integrity in the market. So at 26 Degrees, what we do is we are always trying to maintain the highest degree of compliance around our data integrity and the market that we provide. And we strongly believe that brokers who prioritize compliance in their data compliance can be the next, thing in the industry growth. So what we're trying to do is we have taken steps to uphold the highest standards of compliance around market data, providing our clients all types of licensing in a proper and compliant way, giving them the confidence that they're operating in a secure and regulated environment. So, yeah.
Yeah, it is something we do take quite personally, take a lot of responsibility for, because we're protecting our clients. At the end of the day, it's not just ourselves that we want to hold ourselves to that highest possible standard or the best practice. There is a responsibility to look after your customer liabilities as well. We take that very seriously in the way we price, in the way we construct our agreements, and market data is just another example of that. With the launch of pairs, we've really tried to maximize the value that we can derive from those derived market data agreements, by adding more symbols, more instruments that are tradable under those same data agreements. So we've tried to maximize value there. But it really is, just to focus on, I guess, continuing to talk to the broking community about best practice in market data. And interestingly, for the first time in a number of years, and I'll choose my words carefully here, we have seen a step up from the exchanges, particularly in Asia, around some of the enforcement, which we haven't really seen so much over the last few years. I think over the COVID period, again, I'll be careful, but I think some of the exchanges have maybe been a little bit more hands-off in terms of that proactive enforcement, but we are seeing an uptick in that at the moment. So I think, it is a timely message as well as a strong message around best practice, because we are starting to see some more of that enforcement, which from our perspective and our clients' perspective is great because it helps to level the playing field. But, it is something that we've all got to be continuously focused on and vigilant of.
So to wrap things up, I'm thinking about 26 Degrees, the last maybe year and a half. You guys did the sort of what was to us a bit unexpected rebrand. Then you did a big push into Europe with the Cyprus office and EMEA operations. Now you've launched pair CFDs, gold pairs. I guess what's in the pipeline for 2025?
It's a very big pipeline. We're very excited. A lot of pressure to deliver, but I think 2025 is definitely a space to keep a close eye on us. We've invested heavily into expanding our product team, and they've been tasked with delivering sort of practical value to clients. And I think the gold pairs is testament to that, hearing what clients want and actually getting that to market quickly. I have to give a big shout out to our superstar dev team. The work that they've done in 2024 to our back and middle office systems has really laid the foundation, strong groundwork to be able to bring products to market faster than we ever have before. And whilst we can't share everything yet, there's some things we're excited to speak about is firstly our soon-to-come extension to the US trading hours for equity CFDs. We'll be offering pre and post-market to broker clients under those same market data agreements. And that'll give clients more flexibility with managing exposures, especially those based in Asia. And we're also just starting to pilot some new execution tools with some of our clients that example, aimed at reducing the operational burden of tag management and those nuances that come with managing FX and metals flow. So we're very excited.
Yeah, and I think, at a high level, there's a couple of strategic focuses that we continue to push in, which, you've touched on there, but, continuing to consolidate and grow the Cypriot team, the London-based team, our Tokyo team, and it's really that focus of having local support and dealing contacts, which are professional in the jurisdictions where we have a strategic client focus. So making sure that our client focus and our resourcing is very much aligned, and, the Sydney office is still very much the global headquarters for 26 Degrees, previously in Vast. But, the commitment to Cyprus, the commitment to London, and certainly the commitment to Tokyo remains stronger than ever, and we're only going to continue to hire in those spaces. So, at a strategic level, that's clearing the way to really, I guess, deliver on the pipeline. That's the plan.
Well, team, thanks for taking the time to speak with me. James, safe travels. I know you've had a rough trip getting here. Thanks again for the lovely event 2 nights ago, and we hope to see you sometime in 2025. Happy holidays. All the best to you and your families. Hope everybody gets some rest, and thanks.
You also. Thanks very much for the opportunity.
Cheers. Thank you.